Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. Today, I would be fact checking, did Jalen Rose get fired from ESPN because of the viral video with Malika Andrews?
Where does it, get your finger out of my armpit. We're just happy to see Jalen Rose welcoming in the man with the best.
And I will also be breaking down why Sigma males do not deal with women like Malika Andrews. Let's get started. The former NBA player Jalen Rose has been working with ESPN since his retirement in 2007. A new viral report claims that Jalen Rose was fired by the network due to an incident with his fellow analyst Malika Andrews.
For a sec, let me turn it down a little bit for a second. Some people don't address things head on because it may be good for their ego, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something loud and clear, and I even turned down the music for this one. Malika Andrews is like my little sister. She from the Bay. Like my other sister, Amina Hussein, who's a producer at Amazon that's like my sister, that worked at ESPN, that got me on NBA Countdown. And let me tell y'all something that's very, very direct and clear, so ain't no gray area. First off, you damn right I hug my sister, because I'm a real one, I'm a boss, and I'm a G. Next, I didn't put my finger under her armpit. If you look at the picture, I only got four fingers and one thumb, and they on her shoulder. Number two, I ain't get fired from ESPN for doing that. So like the sites that's been running with that, gaming y'all gotta pay attention to the sites that's running with that stuff. The site that posted that, you ready for this? It's called Nutsack Sports. That ain't legit. It's called Butt Crack Sports. That ain't legit. Like, I hate that there's some like low-hanging fruit people out there that y'all really like. I wasn't gonna even address it. I'm sorry, BK, my social media guy. He told me to leave that alone. Don't give it no energy. But like, it's just dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Malika Andrews is one of the youngest journalists on ESPN's roster. Andrews started her career with the network as an online writer in 2018. She made her broadcast debut during the NBA bubble in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic 3 years ago. Before her career at ESPN, she worked for the Denver Post, the New York Times, and the Chicago Tribune. She gained a prominence after replacing Rachel Nichols on ABC's Sideline Report for the 2021 NBA Finals. Andrews also became the host of NBA Today, which replaced Nichols' show, The Jump. Nichols was removed by the air by ESPN after an audio leaked where she made some remarks about her fellow analyst, Maria Taylor. The 28-year-old personality won her first Sports Emmy Award for Outstanding Personality / Emerging On-Air Talent last year. She also made history as the first woman to host ESPN NBA Draft. Okay, we'll go ahead and give her flowers for being very successful and to get out there and really chasing her dreams. We have a lot of women nowadays that are doing these type of things, which we're not going to hate on. I'm going to congratulate them for that. But this is a Sigma male channel, and I'm going to be breaking down why Sigma males avoid women like Malika Andrews. Now, when it comes to women like Malika Andrews, they are good friends, but they're not good people to date. And I think that we get that confused. A lot of successful women want a man to treat them like a submissive woman, but a man doesn't see the same thing. You cannot have the traits of a man and then try to get the respect of a submissive woman. The moment women start acting like men place them in that friend zone categories, but the weak beta male still sees them as wife material. So what are some reasons that Sigma males will avoid this type of woman? First, it's hard to fit two driven people in the same relationship. That means if I'm working 70 hours a week and she's working 70 hours a week and we have selfish goals, none of us are going to compromise for each other and we're going to continue to bump heads. This is something that women don't see, that are going to be successful, and they normally find themselves with a weaker dude or find themselves with a side dude. There are plenty of guys out here that will go along with her, that would allow her to be dominant, but over time, these weaker dudes will get on her nerves. When it comes to a Sigma male, we're driven. We know what we want out of life and we're going for it. We don't have no time to pay attention to someone else's dream who's going off in a different direction. She's going to be working a lot and I'm going to be working a lot. And then when we're together, we're going to be bumping heads. Why? Because she's going to be a know-it-all and I'm going to be a know-it-all. That's just what comes with having dominant traits. So Sigma males, we particularly are looking for a woman who's going to compromise her life in order to join our life and our dream. We're very fair in this situation. If she's going off to be successful and she has dreams, we won't even approach her. We won't even chase her. We won't take it to another level. Why? Because it's going to be step two. The second reason is going to be it's too many adjustments to scheduling. All right. We don't have time to adjust our schedule. And someone who's working on success doesn't have time to adjust their schedule either. Because when you work for yourself, you don't know what schedule you're on. You don't know what days you're off. You don't know when you can go on vacation. You don't know when you're free. All you know is that you have to keep working so you do not miss out on your opportunity. So for me to stop my day and adjust to her day when she's free is going to throw me off. But when you have a guy that isn't doing anything with his life, he's able to make the adjustments, which is why you have a lot of women who are being successful, who have a baby dad that sits at home and does nothing, and he gets the car while she's at work. Those type of situations work perfect for girls like Malika Andrews. It's better to just be with a bummy dude who doesn't want to do anything. He's willing to adjust at her schedule at all times. The third reason is that no man wants to feel like they're dating another man. So when you get around women who are successful, they turn into know-it-alls. They become very debatable. They want to debate everything. They become very combative. It's the same thing with men. When you put a group of men together, we're going to always bump heads. You put alpha males together, they're going to always bump heads. In order for a woman to be successful, she has to throw herself in a alpha frame, make herself competitive, because that's the only way to win. You cannot win in life with a weak spirit, which is why a lot of guys that are weak are never successful. It's because they do not develop that dominant mindset to be a competitor. Well, successful women have to develop a dominant mindset in order to become competitive, in order to be successful. These traits are a complete turnoff to a man who has the same exact traits. One thing that women have to understand: the more successful that they become, the more success they're wanting in their man. But you have to understand, a man who makes $1 million a year is not about to adjust himself to a woman that makes $100,000 a year and who's more compatible than anything. Like, we're not going to say, oh, just because she's successful, let's just start treating her like a queen and worshiping her. We're looking at it like we're in competition with you. You driving a Benz, we're going to drive a Benz. You want to drive fast, we're going to drive fast. When women have these alpha traits, you're good for the friend zone. And I tell the black community all the time, I say, listen, black men and black women get along perfectly when they're just friend zoning each other. The moment you start talking about relationship is typically when the black community goes down. The fourth reason, men are just too busy. She's going to be busy. I'm going to be busy. And we want to feel free. All right. We don't want to be in a position where I'm busy. Then when I get off, I have to give her so much attention. And then she's not allowing me to be the leader. So the busier I get, the more I have to lead the relationship. I need a woman who's going to compromise. The busier she gets, the more she's going to want a man to compromise. The thing about women is they don't fantasize about a weak man that's going to compromise. They fantasize about an alpha male who's successful that's going to compromise. And I think that's what messed a lot of women up in thinking that an alpha male is supposed to compromise to you because you like him in a physical form. You like him for everything that he is. But if he'll adjust to being the man that you want him to be, he'll technically lose everything that you like about him. And that's what happens in relationships. A lot of these strong guys, you get the women, and then that woman makes you vulnerable in a relationship. And then next thing you know, she's cheating because you done got in touch with your insides and you're starting to open up to her. The more you open up to her, the more she's going to move away from you. So in this situation, I'm too busy. She's too busy. Both of us want to be leaders and none of us are willing to compromise at all. The last reason, she writes men off. What do I mean write men off? These are the women that put up a wall because their job is very important. Success is very important, that they put up an emotional wall. So the man that has to get with them has to break through this wall. In other words, he has to become a simp in order to get her attention because she's an alpha frame. He can't be a strong, dominant man because a strong, dominant man scares her. He has to be a simp because she's going to be in a competitive nature with men. She's going to be working around men. So she's going to want a man to submit so she don't get hurt. And when she writes men off, she's going to find herself by herself and just keep filling her schedule up with things that are going to make her successful because she doesn't want to get hurt by the man that she truly likes. And she ends up with a guy that she doesn't like who's just only going to compromise himself. Successful women do good with becoming successful, but they do not do good at becoming good girlfriends and becoming good housewives because they turn out to be the thing that men do not like at all. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video as to why Sigma males avoid women like Malika Andrews. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. See you at the next one.